Nuggets Nation stand up. They stay sleeping on them boys from the Mile High City, acting like they ain't never heard of Joker and Murray. Ha. You heard of Magic and Bird, you heard of Shaq and Kobe, you heard of Jordan and Pippen, but what about Joker and Murray? Joker and Murray, Joker and Murray, Joker and Murray.
Hey everybody, welcome to Nuggets Hustle. I'm sitting here with my good buddy Leo. My name is Donny. Before we get started, I just want to ask everyone, whatever platform you're watching this on, can you hit the 5-star subscribe button, please? Really helps us helps the algorithm kind of notice us, and we want to be able to keep making content for you guys. So yeah, if you feel inclined, hit that button, please.
Yeah. Good to see you. Thanks for being here.
Anyway, welcome to Nuggets Hustle, buddy. Today, we are going to be talking about NBA expansion. Okay. Now, there's a lot of stuff going on with it. You know, I think Adam Silver kind of said it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But
that's a good sign, man.
Yeah, it's a good sign. You know, it's a 30 team league right now. I think two more. I think it's got space for two more. I think more than that would be a little bit overkill, but
do you think it will thin out the talent too much?
And that's the problem. And that could be. So
sorry, that's not the topic. My bad.
No, it's all good. We're going to get into it. You ready?
Let's do it. Let's bring it in.
The song is called Joker and Murray, and it is hot. Anyway, buddy, we're talking NBA expansion today. Not so hot. And I want to talk to you about a few cities.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So I think one of the biggest ones right now,
Denver.
We're going to have another question about that.
Okay.
But we'll get there. All right.
All right. My bad.
A big topic right now is Las Vegas, right? We have the Raiders who moved there.
Yep.
Oakland A's moved there. They've got the Aces there.
Yeah.
They've got the Vegas Golden Knights there.
Yeah.
You know, they're becoming a city that kind of like Denver, where they're going to have one team kind of for all major sports, right?
100%.
Vegas. Do you think that would be a solid move to open a franchise there? And there's a lot of talk that LeBron might be the owner.
Yes. I feel like if Vegas can support those other sports, it can also support a pro men's team, pro men's basketball. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
I am in full support of it. The main color is black, right? That almost all of those teams seem to use. I hope they keep that theme. As far as, yeah, I'm just excited, man. 100%. A Vegas team. Vegas flights are pretty cheap.
Yeah, for us.
So, you know, you and I, we would love to go to an away game. How cool would that be?
That'd be amazing. Get this done by the end of the start of the...
Yeah. And for it to be purchased by LeBron, like who... Okay, if you don't want it to be LeBron, then who would you want it to be?
Yeah, I think he would be a good GM. I do. Or an owner, sorry.
Rich white guy, like, no, I'm good. Yeah. I want it to be a guy that's leaving behind an incredible basketball legacy.
Yeah.
I've hated him for 20 years.
Because he's not on our team?
Yeah, because he's not on our team. So I think he'd be a great owner.
I agree. I agree.
And I feel like they'd be really good, which is frustrating. What do you?
I completely agree with they have the fan base.
Yes.
I think pro sports in our country are such a big deal, right? You know, it's such a huge market in so many different areas. Like you've got fantasy sports. Now, you know, sports betting is becoming, you know, you're going to Vegas talking about betting.
Yeah, 100%.
Right? Like it's become such a profitable market in so many different areas. And if you were to throw potentially one of the greatest of all time as the owner in Vegas with, you know, a fan base that they love their hockey team, you know, every city that a football team is going to go to, they're going to embrace it.
Yeah.
That's the sport of America. I mean, they love their aces even, right?
Yeah. You barking at me, Donny?
So
The Las Vegas Scoobies.
yes, and that's what I want to get to. What would be the name of the Vegas team?
Ooh. I really like Aces.
Yeah.
I like that. And you were telling me, that some I think it's clubs in England. They have the same name. So I wouldn't hate it if they were the Aces too. I like, for some reason, Vegas Vengeance.
Ooh, yes.
Maybe that's too, like, I don't know, dark and mysterious. I don't know.
LeBron's vengeance on the NBA.
Yeah, like the Vegas LeBrons. Like I don't know. I when we first talked about the possibility of expansion, you feel like it's got to be related to gambling. So I don't know.
The Vegas slots.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. The Vegas 21s. I
Yeah.
don't know. Baccarats.
Yeah. To kind of keep it with the card, they got the aces, right?
Yeah.
I mean, too bad the kings aren't available.
Yeah.
That would be a solid one.
Yes. You have the Golden Knights. I mean, that's not really related to gambling, but that's a cool name. That's a cool name.
I do, and I really like their logo.
Yeah.
One thing I was thinking about is I was like, they could be the Vegas Squires for the Golden Knights.
The Vegas Squires. I love it.
Yeah.
The Jesters.
The Jester.
Man, that'd be some fun art for that logo.
Yeah. Or like the Vegas Diamonds, the Vegas Spades, the Vegas, not the Vegas Hearts.
The Vegas Full
It could be
House.
the Vegas Hearts.
Yeah.
The Full House. The Vegas House. The Vegas. I don't know. Anyway, it would be fun.
I'm glad we're not in charge of this.
Yeah. I was like, they'd end up naming it just like the Utah hockey team. I don't know if you've heard about their name.
Is it the Utah hockey team?
They've named it temporarily because they couldn't decide on anything. It's literally Utah HC hockey team right now.
Utah HC.
Utah HC.
I kind of like that.
Or hockey club, sorry.
Hockey club.
Yeah. I kind of dig it, but I'm also a fan of how they do it in England. It would kind of be I don't know, I think it would be weird. I'm sure they'll come up with something cool. Better than Squire or Jester.
Yeah, I don't know, man. We'll see. I really do like the idea of Vegas, though.
Yeah. Vegas would be a solid get. Okay, let's move to a city that's already had a team. And I think everyone knows who I'm going to say, and that is Seattle, Washington.
Supersonics.
Yes, 100%. No question.
It's got to be the Supersonics.
Yeah.
Sorry to jump the gun on that.
No, I'm glad you did, because anything else, in my opinion, would be insulting.
Dude, I tried hard to come up with some good names, because it rains a lot, so I was like the Storm.
The Storm, yeah.
Isn't that already a WNBA team though?
Yeah, it is.
And then I was like the Thunder, and I was like, ugh, what is this?
Lightning. But
yeah.
That's a hockey team, but I mean, still could do it. I don't know if they have lightning. Maybe it just rains.
The Supersonics and that color scheme cannot be beat.
Agreed.
So I think you don't try to fix something that's not broken.
Yeah, and I like how cities kind of, maybe the Broncos aren't necessarily, they don't really fit well into that mold because it's orange and no other team has orange in our city. But I like how the Seahawks, they're kind of a weird color scheme with that green.
Yeah.
Their new hockey team kind of has that weird color scheme with the green. I kind of like that. So I'm like, Supersonics fit perfectly. And everyone loves that. Whenever I see a Supersonics jersey, I kind of give the guy or gal, I'm like, what's up?
You don't even have to see the number, and you're like, it's Sean Kemp or Gary Payton.
Gary Payton.
It's one of those two.
Yeah.
And that's iconic, man.
Yeah.
It really is. I tried the Seattle Seahorses, and I was, doing a sketch, and it was bad. I ended up drawing one of those S's from like middle school, It was, oh geez. It was.
I think that's actually what they're, have you seen the Seattle Krakens? It's like an S, kind of like.
Oh, yes. Actually, yeah.
It's very similar to, I think, what you're talking about.
Okay. Well, see, here I am just copying other teams that already have things like that. So
no.
The Kraken, that's a great, oh man. Hockey has the best names, dude.
When they first announced the Kraken, I actually kind of hated it, but it's grown on me. It's grown on me for sure.
Fair.
Yeah, I think I like the idea of doing something with the C.
Yeah.
because it's very, I guess when I think of Seattle, I think of rain. But I also started thinking about funny stereotypical things of like the Seattle vampires or werewolves because of Twilight.
Does that take place in Seattle?
I think it takes place outside of Seattle, but it's in Washington.
Oh, geez. Oh, my gosh. That would be great. Yeah. Are you Team Edward or Team, what's the other one? Taylor Lautner.
Edward,
Are you Team Taylor Lautner?
Edward and...
Isn't that what I said?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you just say Edward. Jacob.
Jacob. Oh, dude. Yeah. Gross. Anyway, we'll cut that out. That's awesome. The Seattle Twilight.
Yeah, that's actually not bad. I just don't like the root of it.
It's just and their mascot's like an up close picture of Stephanie Myers.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. So, I want to talk about two other cities quick.
Okay.
The next one is also another city that's had a team, and I've heard this is in the mix. We're going north, buddy. We're going to Vancouver.
I wrote down, when we first talked about this, I wrote down two names, Donnie. I wrote down the Grizzlies because those are those are my favorite jerseys.
Yeah.
I think it's atrocious that Tennessee took. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I got you.
Not upset. Or it should be the Vancouver Mike Bibbies because that's all I remember.
Yes.
From the 90s.
Everybody has to shave their head.
Yes. Yeah. And you have to do 1,000 push-ups a day.
Yeah.
And be 4.5 feet tall.
Yes.
He was so fun to watch.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's what I'm thinking, man. I'm thinking
the Bibbies.
First of all, I kind of jumped the gun. I am on board for expansion.
Yeah.
I really don't hate the idea of adding more teams. I personally don't think it thins out the talent.
Yeah.
Because there's so much talent that is not in the league.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Or not utilized enough on some bench.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. I think if anything, it makes it more competitive.
Yeah. And it's, it's also, maybe you might improve parity.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
Well, and we're growing in population, so we
Yes.
might as well.
Yes.
Move with the times.
Yeah.
And plus, more basketball for us to watch.
Yeah.
So I love the idea of being in Vancouver. I love the Grizzlies. I couldn't think of anything good, Donnie. What about you, man?
Again, it's funny because these franchises have moved so many times, and you think about an example of the Jazz, the Utah Jazz.
Yeah, that should be in Louisiana.
That makes no sense. Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. So it really doesn't make sense.
Which is where they started. Yeah.
Like they kept the name and it still goes. And it's funny. I feel like until a few years ago, I didn't even realize that doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Like the Sacramento Kings.
Yeah.
Nope.
Right. Like it just, there's certain things, and now like Memphis Grizzlies,
LA Lakers.
Exactly. Like some of them just don't make sense.
Yeah.
And you could do a swap. Charlotte did that with the Pelicans.
Yeah.
Well, they were the Hornets.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
so
Yeah.
yeah, or were they Bobcats? Charlotte Bobcats? Why am I thinking Charlotte Bobcats?
Adam Morrison days.
Yeah.
Omeka Okafor.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. So I don't really know if I have an idea for Vancouver. Vancouver's kind of hard. I think of Vancouver as like an extension of Seattle. It's just like north.
Okay.
There's what's that skiing place up there? Whistler. That could be the Vancouver Skis, Vancouver Slopes.
Ooh.
Or
Avalanche.
Yeah. There's not an Avalanche in the NBA yet, so there you go. Yeah.
I wish we were the Avalanche for all of our sports.
It is a solid name.
Or the Broncos or the Rock. Or just Nuggets, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
God. I like the idea of Nuggets, but I almost like our I'd rather be the gold. Like because that's what it was. That's what the Rush was for.
Yeah. Like
it was for gold.
Even like gold miners.
The Golden Miners.
Yeah, the Golden Miners. Yeah. I know.
Why are we not the Golden Miners?
I don't know. You
Because
tell me.
we're in Denver, not Golden. No, but dude, wow. I think we just
You just crack something. Man.
let's back up and let's start over. All right, what are we backing up to?
Okay, so we are backing up to. We're going to move to our last city.
Okay.
Okay, this is the last city I want to talk about.
All right.
It is a city that I would say we all think of them for one thing right now.
Wait, pause. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
You are on board for all three having a new team, or are you not? Would you? What are your thoughts, man?
No, I'm honestly I only want to add two, and I think I think that the obvious is to keep them in the West, and then move, say, either the Grizzlies or the Pelicans,
or both,
to the East.
Yeah, 100%.
I like Vegas and Seattle, personally. But it would be cool to have another Canadian team. Kind of maybe have like a Canadian rivalry with them and the Raptors.
Yeah, I feel like if I had to choose two, we've already talked about them.
Gotcha.
But we'll see what the fourth one is.
Okay.
My two would be, yes, Vegas and Seattle.
Okay.
But I'm proud to be an American. So, anyway, what's our fourth one, Donnie?
It is home of Taylor Swift's boyfriend.
Okay.
It is.
Oh, yeah, okay.
The home of someone I refer to as a witch because he is so good at football. Patrick Mahomes. It is Kansas City.
Kansas City.
Yes.
Yes.
And, the reason I bring it up is Kansas City is a very popular place, and they've got a lot of publicity because of the football team, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like it's an untapped market, personally.
Okay. I never would have thought of that in a million years. Good call.
And it's also really close, and I would love to be able to go to games because they would be in our division. They'd have to be.
Yeah.
And it's also another way for me to say, okay, yeah, you'll beat us on the football field, but you're not going to beat us on the basketball court.
At least for the next 5 years.
Yeah, at least for a while.
Wow. Okay. Kansas City. Mm-hmm. What would you name them?
Oof. See, this one, it was hard to come up with. And frankly, I didn't really come up with much.
Yeah. I don't know.
I think of Kansas. And like I've told, I lived in Omaha for 2 years. Or, 5 years. And it's only like 2 hours north of Kansas City. So I've been to Kansas City a couple times. It's very similar to Omaha in the sense of agriculture just surrounds it. Mm-hmm. I was thinking corn, wheat.
The Kansas City corn?
Yeah, the Kansas City tractors.
The Kansas City candy corn. What do you think of that there, Donnie?
I mean, yeah, it would make it easier to hate them.
So the Kansas City farmers?
Yeah. Kansas City.
Agricultural industrialists?
Yeah. My bad. The Kansas City farmhands.
Farmhands.
Kansas City ranchers, cattlemen, sheep herders.
These are great. I think these are awesome.
This is also a joke.
What about the crop dusters? Kansas City crop dusters.
I vote for that one. I'm in. I'm sold. Do you have any good ideas? Because literally, I spent like a while trying to think of a good name.
Oh, I would have stopped you if I had any good ideas, but I don't.
Okay, because it's like, I feel like they would have to kind of be like the Jazz. They'd have to go after something kind of like the Bears.
Yeah.
Or I guess I'm not like super accustomed to understanding the area of Kansas City, what's in the city. I know what's around it because I worked in that industry, but I don't know.
Yeah, and it's like right on the border of Missouri, right?
Yeah, in fact, I think the Kansas City that we all think about is in Missouri.
Is in Missouri.
But there is technically the Kansas City in Kansas.
In Kansas as well, yeah. Okay. Man, I don't know.
Yeah.
And you would put this team in Kansas, or would you put them in Missouri?
That'd be tough. Depends on, there are talks about moving the football stadium to Kansas.
Okay.
So maybe it would go there. I think land's cheaper there.
That would make sense. Okay. Oh, now you got me. Because we have the Royals,
Yep, we got the Royals and the
the
Chiefs.
Chiefs. Do they have hockey?
No. Those are the only two pro teams I got.
Let's name their basketball team the Kansas City Hockey Players. The Kansas City Hockey Club. No.
Oh, they have a NWSL team now, a women's soccer team. It's owned
Okay.
by Patrick Mahomes' wife.
Awesome.
Yeah, and they're pretty good.
What's their name?
It's a great question. They have a men's soccer team too, Kansas City or Sporting Kansas City or what, I don't know what it's called.
Okay. No, you're good.
I've been to that stadium.
Okay.
It's actually really nice.
Okay.
It's good for soccer. But yeah, I don't know. I love the idea of like rivalries with cities. The idea that like we're so lucky here that we have one of everything, except for a women's basketball team, which I'm hoping we get.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking like it's just fun because you have those rivalries with like you think of like Boston versus Philly.
Yeah.
They have one of each, and there's like this fun rivalry on every sports level. And Kansas City's kind of a big rival with us because of our situation with football.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's why I threw that on there. I think it's a really big untapped market. I think there's a lot of big untapped markets, but that one just kind of sprung to mind just because of where we're at, and we have to see.
Honestly, man, I've been checking out trying to think of a good name, but I can't think of one.
It is tough. I feel like they have to be very generic. It wouldn't be something as bad as like Jazz not fitting in Utah, but they'd have to be like the Warriors. Like, not that, you know what I mean? Not that they could use that one, but like everywhere had a Warrior at some point, right? Or like
the Falcons.
Yeah, the Knights. Yeah, Falcons.
Yeah. The Jesters.
Yeah, like some animal that basically
Squires.
Squires. Yeah, it can be our squire.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my thought. And because we're blabbing about all these names, I want to move on to one more question.
Let's hear it.
New York, California, all these areas, Florida, there's two teams. Okay, you got the Magic and the Heat.
Yeah.
In New York, you got the Knicks and the Nets. Mm-hmm. In California, we've got like 3 or 4 teams. Mm-hmm. What other state?
Texas has a couple.
Yeah, in Texas. What other state do you think could handle 2?
A second pro team. Mm-hmm. Maybe Illinois.
Yeah.
Maybe Chicago.
A second Chicago?
I mean, I don't know.
That'd be tough.
Just because there are so many Bulls fans. Mm-hmm. I feel like, and they probably wouldn't jump ship, but I mean, that's probably wrong.
You put it in Champaign.
Maybe that's the last place. A second team. I don't think Denver could support it. We can barely support the one that we have with the player that we have.
It's tough.
Maybe no.
And it could.
There isn't even one in. North Carolina. No, because that's Charlotte. Mm-hmm. I don't think that Charlotte. I mean, can they? I don't know, Donnie. Have you thought about this?
So I have. I think when you think about the obvious ones, like I'm thinking, okay, you could probably throw another one in California somewhere, like San Diego or something, right? But that's like they've already got that. I was thinking about New York. I'm like, throw one in Buffalo.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant
no. I did mean that. That's what I'm saying. Is like all these other big cities that don't have teams already have multiple,
and these states could handle even another one.
Yeah. Whereas
Colorado could not support a second one.
Exactly, like Florida, Jacksonville, Tallahassee, right?
Yeah.
It's honestly difficult. I think Chicago would be a good shout, but I think you're right because of the history of the NBA, and you think about the GOAT talk, and everyone talks about the NBA. Michael Jordan and that team come across your mind every time. So to pull away fandom would be extremely difficult.
Yeah.
I've always thought, maybe Toronto is a huge city.
Oh yeah.
Is a huge city.
Yeah.
But then again, I don't know. Maybe they struggle even supporting that one because it's a big hockey country.
They got Drake support. I mean, when they're winning.
Yeah, it'll just flip between teams.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah. I honestly couldn't think of one. You think of just these big markets. Maybe Atlanta.
Yeah.
But it's a maybe. There's nothing that's just eye popping to me. I think the biggest one is probably Chicago or Atlanta, just based on population.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that won't happen anytime soon. If anything, we're moving to a new city.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. But that's interesting to think about. I've never thought about that. I don't know. I'll have to get back to you on that one.
Okay. So, buddy, we're going to do something quick called a blind five.
Blind five.
Blind five.
Blind five.
All right. I'm going to give you 5
Blinds.
blinds.
Blind five.
Random mascot names for current NBA teams.
Okay.
Okay. You got to put these in order. And from best to worst. Number 1 being the best.
Okay.
And you can base it off what you want. Does it fit the city well? Does it not fit the city well? Maybe that's kind of the cool aspect of it. Maybe people love the name Jazz in Utah because it makes no sense. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'll get it right.
Okay.
I'm not worried.
All right. Number 1, the Denver Nuggets.
And so Rocky is the
Oh, no, we're talking like the name Nuggets.
Oh.
Yeah.
And so we're ranking the name of the team?
Yes.
My fault. I was thinking of the mascots.
I mean, you can kind of think of that too.
No,
Maybe they do a good job.
I don't know. I was trying to think. I don't know all the mascots.
I mean, Rocky's the GOAT.
Exactly. That's why I was like number 1. For names, I'm going to go 4.
Okay. Okay.
I love our team. Not a huge fan of the name.
Okay. Are you sure?
I'm comfortable with 4.
Okay. I like that. All
Yeah.
right. Second name. The New Orleans Pelicans.
I think 5. I'm comfortable with 5 for Pelicans.
Okay.
Not a huge fan of Pelicans. They're not very cool.
Okay.
I'm not worried about this.
Okay. The third name. The Utah Jazz.
Ooh, that's 3. I'm comfortable with the 3 for the Jazz. I like Jazz.
Okay.
Jazz is nice. It doesn't really fit the team because obviously they came from Louisiana. That was the original team in New Orleans. But I like that it's different. It's not an animal, and it represents the area at the time. They cannot figure out a logo to save their lives.
I struggle.
Oh man.
The one thing I actually think that helps the Jazz is when I think of Jazz, I think of Stockton Malone. And without them being called the Jazz, it would be weird.
Yeah, I agree. It's like a staple in a millennial basketball childhood.
Yes.
So I'm gonna comfortably put the Jazz at 3. I might regret that. They might need to go 2, but we're gonna stick with 3. Okay. I'm confident with 4 and 5.
Yeah. Okay, number 4.
Okay.
The Boston Celtics. These are your 1 and 2.
I know. I think I'm gonna gamble here and put Celtics at 2.
Okay.
I'm putting Celtics at 2.
Okay.
I'm hoping there's one of 5 names that I'm hoping you say for number 1.
Okay, so this last name,
Hold on, let's review.
Okay, yes, sorry. So right now, what the last one's going to be his number 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm at 5. I had
Pelicans.
At 4, I had Nuggets.
Yep.
They could have gone 3, but it is what it is. 3, I had
Jazz.
2, I have Celtics, and my number 1 is going to be.
So this team, I feel like it's kind of close to your heart, specifically you in a way, not the team necessarily, but the name.
Okay.
Can you guess who it is?
The Chicago Bulls.
No.
Oh.
But that I guess kind of putting it that way.
Okay.
Think of like summer vacations.
New York Knicks. Magic.
The Orlando Magic.
Dude, number one. I did
Yep.
this perfect.
I agree.
100%. I'm happy with this.
I agree. I gotta
Thank you. I told you I was going to get it right.
like the only thing I would switch is Nuggets and Jazz, but like even then, I think you got what in my opinion the top two of these lists are the most important,
Yeah.
right? And I think you nailed it.
Oh, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. And
Bravo, Leo.
thank you, man. Thank you. I was worried that you were going to say Lakers because that one sucks.
Yeah,
That's that name.
that's a 5. That's a. I don't even put it on the list.
Yeah. So that was my only gamble. But I was like, he won't. And then I thought you were going to put Bulls, and I was going to be comfortable with Bulls at number one. But man, I feel like the Magic, that's my favorite.
Yeah.
I think that's my favorite team name.
Yeah.
I can't think of a better.
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. You got the whole like Disney.
theme. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%, man.
Oh, okay. I really thought I was going to stump you with this
No way, man.
because I knew if you didn't put Magic number one, you'd be ticked.
I
So
was
put
going
that
to be
last.
upset, man. Absolutely. 100%. Oh, man. I needed that. Thank you.
Yeah, but it's funny. I look at the history of you and I doing these, and we've done a lot of these.
Yeah.
And you beat me every time.
Dude,
I try to stump you, but you are good. You are good.
You know, man, I just want to thank God. And, it's tons of film and it's hours in the lab. It's
Putting in that work.
It's a lot of time away from your family, Donny.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
But greatness doesn't come for free. Okay. So, let that be a lesson to all you kids.
Yeah. This comes with a trophy. I'll bring it next time.
100%.
All right, buddy.
We'll have to buy it.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a perfect segue. We have a GoFundMe.
Yes, we do.
Give us donations, give us money. As you can see from how beautiful my face looks here on this feed, we're investing in
some new cameras. We're just looking for 2 new cameras to give you guys the best quality visual on YouTube that we can.
Absolutely. This is for you, folks, not for us.
Yes.
So
Leo and I put our heart and soul into this, and we want to be able to. We want the work to be able to reflect that.
Yes, that was very real and touching because that's not the angle I was going, but I that's true. Yeah, listen to what Donny says, everybody. Yeah, and also if you want to throw us extra money for steaks, we love Texas Roadhouse. We love
our meals have been ramen, but we really want to upgrade to steaks.
Yeah. Or even Kraft mac and cheese would be great too.
Yeah. That'd be an upgrade.
All right. Anyway,
we want to also remind people again, please like, subscribe, and please give us a 5-star rating on any platform that you listen to.
Yeah.
And please comment. We want to know what 2 cities do you think, or maybe you can say it doesn't have to be 2 cities. If you want to add 10 teams to the NBA, I want to know what cities.
Yeah.
What cities you would put NBA teams in. So get in the comments, talk about it. And then you can even comment about what cities you think shouldn't have a team. Eh?
I agree.
All right.
Maybe talk about where we're going next. Which continent are we going to expand to?
NFL's talking about it, and that's just crazy.
It's nuts, right?
It's nuts.
It's a true global game.
Wow. Okay.
Anyway, that's a discussion for later.
Yeah, it's wild.
Everyone, thank you for being here. Please go get some gear on at Retro Barbell. Definitely go check out G-Rail's music on Spotify and all streaming platforms. Gus Reynolds art. What's it? What?
GusRey.com. GUSREY.
Go purchase from him.
Fire art.
Yeah. And hopefully you get a chance to talk to him because he's just a good dude.
Yeah, he's cool.
And obviously,
Derrick Hawley.
Derrick Hawley.
Logo designer.
Absolutely.
His handle, I think he just has an Instagram, and you can kind of contact him through that. DSGN_DH is his handle on Instagram.
All right, there you go.
Yeah.
And everyone, please do not forget to
show some Huss. Go Nuggets.
And Nikola We Trust.
But what about Joker and Murray? Joker and Murray. Joker and Murray. Joker and Murray. Let's go. If you got respect for the game, it's time that you put some respect on the name. Joker and Murray and Joker a duo that cannot be tamed. You got seconds on the clock. There go Murray with the shot. Yeah, that's a Murray flow. Missouri in a hurry. Came to give it all you got. Everybody showing some Huss. It's a Nikola We Trust. But you gotta have an MP jump shot, leaving the competition in the dust. Come up in the mile high city, never coming down like AG50. You looking at a squad full of champions. Tell me now, ain't that nifty? Not talking about Boa, but Rocky gon' show up and give all the fans what they love. If there's a rim in vicinity, there ain't no question, gotta stay above. Them boys from the 5280 gon' pull up and always be about a bucket. In case you confused, yeah, you know what to do. I'm talking about the Denver Nuggets. You heard of Magic and Bird, you heard of Shaq and Kobe, you heard of Jordan and Pippen, but what about Joker and Murray? Joker and Murray, Joker and Murray, Joker and Murray. You heard of Magic and Bird, you heard of Shaq and Kobe, you heard of Jordan and Pippen, but what about Joker and Murray? Joker and Murray, Joker and Murray, Joker and Murray. Why so serious? Coming from a walking, talking triple-double. Seems like we've been a problem, causing trouble ever since we left the bubble. They heard of an arrow that's green. We talking about Oliver Queen, but blue is the new one, he's reigning supreme. You could hate but check the ring. Never underestimate the heart of a champion, it's Mike Malone. You could come for 7 but have your bags, gotta know you going home. You coming to play at the altitude, you better get your O2 ready, cause it's gonna be a breathtaking experience, and you know we're gonna rock steady. Yeah, you heard of Magic and Bird and Jordan and Pippen and all the big threes, but what's it gonna take for these people to see that they should hop on and believe? We ain't content, so you better think twice if you think that we stopping at one. You dealing with Joker and Murray, don't worry, the fun is only just begun. You heard of Magic and Bird, you heard of Shaq and Kobe, you heard of Jordan and Pippen, but what about Joker and Murray? Joker and Murray, Joker and Murray, Joker and Murray, Joker and Murray.